So now we are on to step 4. Now this is the buying process. Now I'm also going to tell you what to expect. So this is very, very important, and please follow the steps that I gave you in the book on this one, because there are ways to save money. And there are 4 items though that whenever you're going through this process that you're wanting to pay attention to. So those 4 things are, number 1, you're going to want to pay attention to the survey. Make sure your house is actually within the boundaries of your lot and not on someone else's, okay? So pay attention to the survey. Ask maybe the seller if they have one from prior. You can also get it recertified, which will save you money, versus waiting for a brand new survey to be done. Second thing, appraisal. Appraisals can be done by numerous people, so make sure you pick your appraiser wisely. But you're going to want to make sure that that appraiser is on your lender's approval list. They may send one out, that's fine. But if you have one, or if they've had it appraised before, because some people have already appraised their houses for, you know, the fun of it or whatever. So if you get a hold of one for free that way, make sure you ask your lender if that particular appraiser is approved. Because, you know, if you have your uncle do it or something like that, or some other person, and you pay them money, then you give it to the lender and they may look at it going, I'm sorry, but that's not anyone I know, or it's not anyone that follows the guidelines, which I, you know, want to have someone follow. And then the other item that you want to look at too are your financials. It's called a 1003, learn the lingo. Financial statement for, you know, whoever's going to be doing your financing. You're going to pull that together, like your 2 years tax returns, bank statements, all that kind of stuff. Just make sure you start pulling that together. I highly recommend that you fax it to yourself, like to email fax in a PDF, so that when you're shopping to figure out who's going to give you the best deal, you can just email it all over the place and make sure that you're giving yourself enough options to, you know, pay the least amount for the money that you're borrowing. So make sure you do that. And also the title. So you're going to want to use a title company to make sure you get clear title on the property, because whenever you're going to buy something, do it right. Have an attorney do the title search. Go ahead and use a title company, maybe the one or the people that did it prior to this particular transaction, so that you can save yourself some money, because they do offer discounts for that. Okay, yes, guys, I know all you advanced guys out there, you purchase property in different ways, but remember, this is for a startup, and I really want you guys to do it right the first time, and, you know, make sure that you're taking on risks that you're comfortable with and you know how to maneuver through. So again, make sure you pay attention to your survey, your appraisal, your 1031, and your title search, because those are going to be items that are, you know, a valid concern. Also with that title though, they're also going to, you know, want you to go ahead and fax over your insurance documentation showing that you have, you know, insurance on that property too. So with that said, make sure you know, focus on those 4 things. And being that you have to focus on those 4 things, we have a thing called professional babysitting. Welcome to this new concept. Yes, in a perfect world, you would think that all of these professionals would be able to, you know, figure out and honor the timelines that you have told them you need them in. But honestly, you are the one that's ultimately responsible to making sure that you get yourself and the seller to the closing table. So that means you're going to want to professionally babysit the surveyor, the appraiser, the insurance people, the title people, the bank, whoever. Make sure that you have timelines with them and specify like 3 o'clock on Wednesday, 2 o'clock on Tuesday. And then you've got to then call the closing agent and go, hi, yeah, did you receive this? And when they tell you no, or when they tell you yes, you can check that off your list, that's good. But make sure you tab in on that, and I mean tab in every other day, if not every day. Just checking to see how things are going, that kind of thing. And then whenever you're at the closing table, some of you haven't been to closings before, so this is pretty much what I call a signing party. You're going to have a signature signing party. Bring your pen. You're going to be signing all kinds of crazy stuff. If you want to read it, which, you know, is a study course of its own, so you can ask to have those documents to you, you know, 48 hours or so before the closing, which is always good, so you can review it, get familiar with what it is. Ask for the HUD statement, because that's the checks and balances of, you know, what you're gonna have to come to the table with on money, what the bank's paying, what the prorations are, that kind of thing. And it's the final, you know, paperwork that you guys sign to make sure everyone's coming to the table with the right amount of money. So make sure though that you definitely pay attention to these things, and after doing the signing party, pick up the keys. Yes, how do I know this? Because I have gone to closings and I forgot the keys. You may never see this owner ever again, and you'll end up crawling through windows, drilling locks out. So make sure whenever you go to this closing, and one of the ways now I kind of inserted this was, make sure the day of the closing you go to the property, you know, with the agent or with the owner, you know, get the keys, make sure they work and that kind of thing. Make sure your AC is still there, your appliances are still there, your carpet isn't rolled up and, you know, shipped off and you're now left with raw wooden floors or something like that. So it's always good right before the closing, go ahead and do a peruse around, make sure the keys work, and definitely pick up the keys.